Hello my friends, welcome back to Melanie Smith Stamps. Today in our video we are playing with Giannis Mikula's brand new Christmas collection. Now this collection consists of 5 items. We have this gorgeous city holiday die set, which is just fabulous. Now I'm going to show you at the end of the video what I've created with this, so you're not going to want to miss this design. But I'm going to mix and match this with a little bit of the Cuckoo Clock collection from this month and just have a little bit of fun with this. So we're going to be playing around with our stash on this one. Now, a couple of the other items we have here is this Shadow Joy die, which is very bold and definitely Yana's style. I love how you can do the little stars, and she's added the essential gems to this and used her previous collection embossing folder for the bold look. Now this embossing folder is an A2 embossing folder, and it gives you this gorgeous striking frame for any A2 card design. Now this one here is the Christmas cracker, and it includes this gorgeous array of foliage which would look beautiful behind this joy, and I think that's how I'm going to design with it, and I will share that sample at the end of this video as well. Then we have the one we are playing with today, which is the Happiness Holidays registration plate. Now we're going out on a limb today, and we are going to hot foil this baby and better press it. So I'm going to show you some top tips on how you can change your registration press plates into hot foil plates, where you can mix and match the two to create different looks. So that's our top tips in today's video. So you want to make sure you stick around for the tutorial. And then her always classic sentiments, and this is the Christmas Cheer Sentiments collection. So that is the collection here that I'm playing with today, but the hero of the show is this registration plate. Now I'm going to hit that right there and explain to you what I've done here. This is the registration that you get in the package. Now almost always you can also print a registration from the website. There's usually a PDF. I did not print mine. I actually put mine through my copy machine on my printer and just made my own. Then I threw it through a laminator machine and just laminated this paper copy, and that's what I'm using taped down to my Glimmer machine here. That way I still have this one for use later on my BetterPress machine, which you'll see here momentarily. Now I'm going to take a piece of watercolor paper from LDRS Creative. I love this watercolor paper. This is an ultra smooth watercolor paper that better presses beautifully. And of course, you can also watercolor it. So you get the best of both worlds. Now I'm going to turn this over. And the way this is looking on the registration plate, it actually looked like it's moved down on this plate to where there's a larger amount up here and a smaller amount here. I'm going to adjust that just a little bit by moving this down, because I think I want mine with more room at the bottom than the top. So I'm going to pull this down here, and I'm centering it with that line. And I'm going to go ahead and pick it up with my top plate. I'm going to line my top plate up right here at the top, and I'm just going to bring this down here and pick up that paper like so. So now our paper is in place like that. Okay, so now our actual hot plate is ready. So let's grab our foil, and let's see, I want to use a gold foil on this one. So I've got the variety pack here. This is the the Christmas Sparkle variety pack. And I am going to get the gold sparkle out of it. I will just cut a piece of that. Okay, I'm going to detach this. I'm going to place this right on top, shiny to the plate. Then I'm going to take my press plate, and remember I slid this down. I'm going to line this up here at the top, and I'm going to lay this down, making sure that this is lined up like this. And we'll go ahead and add our other piece on top, and we'll transfer that over to our platinum machine. Might be off just a little bit because it did just slide there. This is not a precision type of thing. You might have to trim the edges just ever so slightly, but it gives you the idea. Okay, here is our foil. All right, looks pretty darn good to me. There is our happy holidays. Okay, now at this point, we can decide if we want to risk the other layers or if we would like to actually better press the other layers on here. And I think I want to actually better press these so I get a 2-for-1 look. So let me go ahead and put this away and grab our BetterPress and layer those next. All right, I'm going to place this right here in my A2, and I'm going to take these tapes and place my registration down now. Remember, we moved this on the actual hot foil machine downwards. So I'm layering it in my actual A2 here, and I'm taping the registration there. So we have this where we want it in the placement guide here. And then I'll come down here and I'll tape this as well. So now we have our registration in place, and we can go ahead and tape our piece of watercolor paper in here into our platen. See, our hopes here is that everything is going to line up nicely between the two machines. Now, I've never actually done this before where I've hot foiled and I've better pressed. So our hopes is that these are both going to line up nicely. Now, I wanted to show you how this registration fared with the hot foil machine. And as you can see here, it actually did move some. You see this here, how it moved ever so from the press here. So we may end up having some layering issues because of this. And that's what I'm afraid of. We might have some layering issues, but the paper itself held up well. And I'm hoping by us layering the registration over this and then adhering it to this, that our layering up is going to work fine. So now let's go ahead and put our registrations, let's see here, on here. This one is the pink one now. I'm going to do our leaves here. The green was our first one. That's what we layered there the first time. So let's put our green here. This is greenery, but our line is pink. And let's choose our BetterPress inks now. Okay, we'll get a pine from there. And then the other one is a berry. So do we want leaf or pine? We'll go ahead and do the pine. And then for the berries, I think I'm missing my berry actually. The dark pink or the dark red. So let me grab a different one for our berries. I'll grab an LDRS Creative Red. I have a Kiss Me Red and a Scarlet Rose. I think I'm going to go with the Kiss Me Red. So we're going to do the pine first. So we will ink this one up here. I think this will give a good contrast between this pine and the red to give us a nice, good Christmassy look. Another way you could have done this is with a gold ink if you wanted to get the same gold leafy look with your text. But I really wanted a shiny gold for my text. Okay. There's a little strand from my ink pad there. So make sure this has stayed within the actual confinements of the registration. It's kind of slipped here a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and maneuver that just a little to get it back in those parameters. And then we will do this first press, and this will be the ultimate to see if we have lined these up well. Fingers crossed. I'm using my Platinum 6 off to the left here. I have the Lilac Shimmer that matches my new Spellbinder's Tool-in-One. Ah, look at that. Oh, I like the look of that. So that is looking well. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this off here. Then we will go ahead and add our berries, which is a third layer here on our registration. And it's in the black registration marks. Now these are going to be a little trickier because these are going to move on us quite a bit when we're inking, but that's okay. We'll just take our time. At least we know now that our registration is lined up well. So I'm just going to tap, tap, tap on our berries like so. Looks good. Nice coverage with the LDRS ink. Now the LDRS ink and the cleaners and of course the wonderful paper are all 15% off when using my coupon code. I'll run that at the bottom of the screen here for you. Fingers crossed once again. I'm excited to see how this is going to turn out for us. There's nothing wrong with mixing and matching your favorite inks with your BetterPress. Just choose your inks wisely for the best results on your papers. Some inks will work better than others. Some dye-based inks will be a little more trickier to use. There we go. Look at that. So now we have our shiny happiest of holidays. Then we've got our little holly branches or berry branches amongst there. This one didn't stay behind, so let me pick that up carefully. And that one has looked just as beautiful as ever. Those lined up really, really good, guys. So let me clean up here and we will finish our card. I'm using my LDRS Extreme Clean spray here. This is one of the best sprays on the market for cleaning your BetterPress plates. Those reds are always can be tricky, especially your more permanent inks. ahead and get this extra cleaner off of my glass mat here. That way I don't waste any of that cleanser. And go back over this a second time. You can really get a good cleaning there and get all of your plates nice and clean, like so. That's what I like to do, so I like to share that with others as well. Okay, now on to our card. Okay, off screen, I have prepped my card base. I've cut some layers with the nested postage label and tags. I've used the outer 3 edges. I've also cut a sentiment that I had pre-glimmered from Yana's collection, which I thought would fit right here perfectly. And that ties in all the gold glimmering. And to set that sentiment off, I went ahead and die cut a layer here that we could offset, and that'll help that sentiment stand out. So why don't we start with that? I just used a scrap piece here and went ahead and cut this out. When I foil, I tend to use scrap pieces, so that's why that had writing on the back of it. No one will ever be the wiser. Might as well use up your scraps, right? I use the hammer mill paper with the gecko on it to actually do a lot of my packaging. So I might as well use the scraps since that's the best paper to hot foil on for your everyday foiling. So then I'm going to put that right here. So it says happiest holidays, Christmas time, and all year through. So thankful to have a great friend like you. I just like that. Another thing you could do is put this on the inside and then put a floral spray down here from the other set if you wanted to. But I thought that sounded... I have an actual friend that hates the saying Happy Holidays. She does not like this. She says it leaves the Christ out of Christmas. So that's why I wanted to add this Christmas saying to it. I know it looks really jumbled here, but that is my reasoning for this. But that's why I wanted to cut this down and actually add layers to it so that it would have a little more substantial view and not just be a 1-layer card. I didn't want it just to be the sentiments. I wanted it to have a little more to it. So we're going to double layer this up. It's actually going to have 3 layers when we're done with it. Well, 4 actually. 4 layers when we're done with it. So hopefully that will step this up a little bit. And you'll have all the shine from the metallic, from the glimmer, and the paper here. I'm coordinating this paper. And see, no one will know that we die cut that blank out of there for the sentiment. That's just going to pull that all together nicely. Then how about we pop this one up? That'll also give it a little oomph. Use some of this foam from scrapbook.com. If you're ever having a layer actually struggle laying down also, this is a great tape to use. This or the double stick adhesive. The double stick adhesive is amazing to use on layers, especially like watercolor layers or in 3D embossing folders. It is a great extra step. I do it a lot of times off screen. You see, it just gives it a really good substantial feel. And it also pops up everything. There we go. pull these off. Comes off really easily. And we'll center this on here, hopefully. There we go. And then when this layers on this, it gives you another layer. So then you have all the colors all coming together like so. So it really gives you a lot of depth using this postage edge. I love this set. It goes edge to edge to your A2, but it gives you that little postage edge all the way around like that. So now we can add this right here. Or like I said, you can also add your florals in there as well. You can choose to pop this up, but I've already got a lot popped up. I don't know if I want to pop that up as well. I think I'm going to go with it down. Then we'll add some gems just for some extra shine. Make sure that's straight. Yes. It's nice you have this little line down here from your postage edge that gives you a nice line to go by, to line up with. Love that. Then we can add some of these essential gems to our, I had a couple little ink stains up here, so I'm going to add those, some little ones up here. Gonna always just add a touch. No one will be the wiser. No one will ever know. And just, I think I'll add a third one up there too. Just, want it up there. Oh, I think I want it in here. And then maybe we'll do a little cluster down here too. Just to give a little festive sparkle. I love this curved for these gems. And then to give it a triangle, we'll put one or two more over here. So that's 3, 5. So we'll do 2 more over here to give it a triangle appeal. So we'll do one down here. And we'll do one right here. There we go. So there is our finished card for today. Got so much shine there, mixing your hot foil and your BetterPress registration together. I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial and that you'll come back to see me in the next video. Now let's take a look at the other cards I've created from Yana's newest collection.